This is Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Pau Gasol.
NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Hello and good day, everyone. Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. My name is Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk some old school NBA basketball. In today's episode, we're going to feature John Stockton, and I haven't covered him in quite a while. Not only because it's kind of hard to find new clips about him, but yeah, I also feel that we gotta create more hype for this guy, but that's a different story. Anyway, now today we will have an XXL version of John Stockton stories told by NBA legends, and yes, I found many new clips that you probably haven't seen before. Before we start though, quick question, could you like and subscribe to the channel? That would be great. And other than that, let's get right into it. Now, before we start with the stories, this time we're also going to take a look at players who don't favor John Stockton that much. Now, for me, obviously, he's one of the greatest players, one of my favorite players of all time. But of course, there are also guys who, played against him, call him dirty and that kind of stuff. We're never big fans of his, and they will also be included in this video. So enough said, let's start with the first clip.
Well, my rookie year, I didn't start, so I came off the bench. And I remember we was playing Utah, John Stockton. Oh. You know, you on the bench, you mad, like, man, put me in the game, man. Should I, like, who the f*** is this dude? This John Stockton? Like, he ain't that tall. Man, I'm about to pick this dude up full, do all this. I check in the game, it's a free throw, right? They shoot the free throws. I go get the outlet pass, bro. I turn the outlet pass, he steal the ball. Boop.
All-time steals leader.
Get a steal, right? They score, I go down. Don't know what I'm doing, come back. He dragged me all the way below the free throw line. Come out the pick and roll, boom. Catch the ball off a loose ball, go on a fast break, put the ball right here, bro. I'm about to take off, he steal the ball. Aaron Davis, come sit your ass down.
Got you out of there.
That's good job. I played against John since I was 13 years old, and he's a much better outside shooter, much better with the basketball. You played against John. I mean, you had to bring your lunch. I mean, you know, there was a toughness about him that he carried that, you know, I don't know if we have anybody in our game today that really brings that to the top.
John Stockton averaged 13 and 10.5 assists. He was a 10-time All-Star, 9-time assist champ, 11-time All-NBA player.
Yep. And what record?
2-time steals champs.
Yep.
5-time All-Defense,
Yep.
All-Star MVP.
Yep.
19,000 points.
Yep.
Over 15,000.
Stockton can't play in this game. As good as Stockton was, he couldn't play in this game. As good as Stockton was, and I love Stockton, all-time steals, all-time assists, he would have a problem playing in that game.
Oh, he was nasty.
No, he was nasty. Let me tell you something. Like John Stockton, I caught him at the end of his career.
Yeah.
I hated playing against him because he always caught you when you made a mistake on defense. The pass. He threw a pass right over my ear one time and hit my man for a layup. Like I was swiveling in the swivel. Next thing I know, I turned the pass layup. No, I respect John Stockton, but it'll be tough for him to play in this game.
Brother, you was warming up and everything and shit.
I was in it. I was shooting threes,
Locked
walking
in, focused.
pigeon toes.
Yeah, but you was
Back to the thing.
you
Trust me, bro. So remember the 98-99 season was the strike.
Yes.
The NBA guys could not play organized basketball. So Brian Russell was doing a New Year's Eve show in Salt Lake. So he brought me out to do the show, and he goes, hey, he picked me up. He goes, Gary, I'm going to play pickup today. Do you want to go to watch? And I go, yeah, I'll go. So we go. There's only 9 people. I'm the 10th, right? Oh. And I'm like 22, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's Stockton, Ike Austin, Brian Russell, Shannon Anderson, Michael Doliak.
Was Isley on that team?
Izzy was there.
Izzy,
and
yeah.
Foster.
Yeah,
the
Foster.
guy.
Yeah, Foster.
I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, I'm doing layups and shit. And I go, oh my God, I'm about to be discovered. Oh my God. They're going to be like, where the hell this guy come from?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm playing extra hard.
Where are you?
And I could dunk, but I couldn't dunk in a game.
Yeah.
I was one of them guys that had to get a run start.
Right.
Right. So I'm jumping extra high. I go, I think my wrist just touched the rim.
Rim just
I'm like, "Let's see this game, right? We're getting ready to start. And Stockton goes, who's that? And they go, oh, that's Brian's friend. He goes, what's he do? They go, he's a comedian. He's doing the show. And he goes, no, he's not playing. I was like, what?
Here's his
Straight
crush.
up. Stockton goes, look, it made sense later. I thought he was a dick that day. He goes, look, we don't know when the strike's going to end. We got to be ready when this strike's over. We can't risk this guy being a liability. I was like, he's in front of me.
And you're like, I can hear you,
Yeah,
bro. I'm right here.
He was like this. But dead ass was like this. Nope. Like Brian, Shandon, they were my buddies.
They're
They were
like, oh no, he's fine.
What were you good? You were a liability?
He just didn't know
That's
him.
a comedian. I was, honestly. When I saw him start to play, I go, yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah.
You're up close. It's a little different when you're right there.
Yeah,
Right.
you see
But the
him.
funniest part, they're trying to split the teams evenly, and Stockton's just staying out there. And it was funny watching all these big black guys go, no, but you got Stockton.
Oh no,
This
but
ain't
you
right. You
no,
got
no,
him.
but you got
All these
Stockton.
big black guys
Yeah.
are arguing over the little white guy, but this ain't right.
No.
You gotta even these teams up. You got him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
John Stockton was a good player. He's a dirty player. I'm not so sure how much Listerine he ever had in his mouth either. Oh, that's grabbing your shorts on the back screen or stepping on your foot so you slow down. And like in the NBA, all you need is like a half second, whether you're open or closed. Yeah. Every time I played against John Stockton, the game plan was to go under just to entice him to shoot the jump shot. Because if you try to go over the screen, now he's in front of you and Karl Malone's rolling. My only goal was just to try to put my elbow right in his thigh. Every single time? Every time. Just maybe one time I hit him good, he was thinking about, man, is he going to put his elbow? And if he moved it out, maybe both slide through there. It worked? Not now.
The two stories I remember is one coming back from practice once. Traffic was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And we're stuck in traffic. And John says, hey, stop the bus, stop the bus. And, we were already kind of stopped. And he gets up, starts walking. I remember, it's like, hey, Joe, where you going? He goes, the advantage of being me, I can get off this bus and walk home. And he got off the bus and started walking down the roundabout back to the hotel.
No way.
And he's walking. You see now the video that he took himself. He goes up to people. I don't know if you've ever seen this.
Yeah.
He goes up to a lady wearing a Dream Team shirt, and he says, hey, have you seen anybody on the Dream Team? And he's with his kids.
remember that.
And they're like, no, I haven't. And he goes, really? How about that John Stockton guy? They go, oh, I'm looking for magic, or I'm looking for, it's a hilarious video, and it's real.
Funny. Yeah.
So that was one, and the team was dying because, sure enough, he beat us back to the hotel.
That's hilarious.
Is John Stockton the best point guard ever to play?
I mean, that's a record that would never get beaten.
So he's the best point guard ever to play
He
the
is
game?
the best passer.
Is he best pure point guard ever to play the game?
He is you know what?
Why is he stuttering?
Because he about to say something crazy.
I'm thinking. Because he is the best fucking passer in the world. Yes, he's the best passer in the world.
He's a better passer than Magic Johnson?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
No, he's not. He has the most assists, bro.
Stop.
Come on.
Clip this.
Clip it. You can clip it all you want.
He a better passer than Magic Johnson just because he got more assists?
Listen to me.
Oh, no.
Listen.
Charlie, you my partner. Don't do it.
As far as passing, I'm taking Stockton, man. Now, as far as point guard, the whole package, I'm taking MJ.
You mean Magic Johnson?
Yeah, that's what I mean, MJ.
No,
that's
you say
the
Magic, bro. Come
That's
on.
the original MJ.
You can't be serious right now.
Why can't I say pure point guard?
Hang on.
It's Stockton.
But watching,
I have to stop.
You got to stop.
EJ's a better fucking scorer. He's an all-around better player. Passer is fucking Stockton. So who has more assists? Stockton. If you lead the league, that means he passes the ball better than fucking EJ.
When I look at passing, I look at...
And don't look at this shit, the flashy
but
shit.
I have to, though, because,
Let's not look at that.
he make passes that the average eye can't see. I'm just saying, Charlie, like, come on, man.
I'm not saying fucking Stockton is better than fucking Magic, but come on. Who's a better true point guard? True point guard, Theo. Listen to the word. It's fucking
Magic Johnson was a true point guard.
What the heck are you talking about?
Stockton.
No.
Oh my gosh.
assists.
Yep.
To his credit, he knew who he was as a basketball player. And man, to leave the NBA when he did after damn near 20 years. And John, look, you talking about Iron Man. This dude, what, he missed 4 or 5 games in his career?
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about NBA records, assists and steals, that might not be broke because of it won't be in my lifetime because of the number of games he played and what he was able to do on a night in and night out basis.
John Stockton.
Damn.
Yep.
Big
It was he just wore me out. Like, he had like 27 and 15. I had like 7 and 9 or 7 and 5. But
What
it
he was doing? He's just smarter.
just clever, tricking me, just coming down and just picking me apart like a surgeon with a scalpel. And I was just getting more mad by the moment. And the more I got mad, the more he just started serving me, you know? And that's the only way I can say it.
Was his strength a big factor? Because people be sleep that John Stockton was strong.
So John was strong and he had big hands. And so, you know how the game was played different. So he never put the ball in the left hand, first of all.
Right.
And so thing about John, he could hold you off with that left hand like this and pass with the right, and he put the ball way back there. And that's, you know, he was just strong. And then he had old boy Malone setting the mean screens. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he was clever. He was strong. He just outthought you. Now, with that being said, people don't understand like how, you know, you talk about some of the greats, but Stockton was, you know, he was that dude that to me you had to think it with him too. Yeah. It wasn't just gonna be no physical thing. You know, you might have had more talent than him, but his mindset is what allowed him to me to be the best that he was.
I don't think nobody ever gonna take down his assist record in the league.
Nah.
It's crazy. No, I don't think it's gonna get touched, like for real.
You got to the league, who was the first person to bust your
John Stockton. Yeah. But
what he was doing, he
just smarter.
Just clever, tricking me, coming down and picking me apart like a surgeon with a scalpel. And I was just getting more mad by the moment. And the more I got mad, the more he just started serving me. You know, John was strong and he had big hands. He just wore me out. He had like 27 and 15. I had like 7 and 9. People don't understand, like, you know, he was that dude that you had to think it with him too. It wasn't just gonna be no physical thing. His mindset is what allowed him to me to be the best that he was.
I don't think nobody ever gonna take down his assist record in the league.
Nah.
So he was like, yo, and as Bonzi said, that's somebody I grew up watching. Yeah. Like, and the biggest thing what I recognized about them was that pick and roll with him and Stockton. Like, nobody could stop that. And so now here I am, you know, fast forward years later in the game, like, oh shit, these the same I seen kill cats with the pick and roll. Like, now I'm in this. What am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What am I gonna do? But no, it's a respect level.
Always quiet, always leading by example. I think at the age of 40, he was leading in all drills that we do in the practice. So he was the guy who's like coming, doing his job as best as he can, leading by example, but at the same time he was like quiet, not talk much. Okay guys, let's look at me. What are we gonna do?
Right.
And I think it's like you learn from the best. You want to be this way as a leader, or you want to be this way as a leader. So you can pick.
You're 5,500 assists away from Stockton, so you just want to stick around long enough to get that one too.
Well, nah, man, I ain't thinking about that at all. I mean, that man played like, 19 seasons on like 17 of them. We played 82 games or some crazy stat like that. Nah, I'm good on that. I'm good, but I'm happy to be linked with some of the greats, that's for sure.
Used a John Stockton analogy. You know, he might not have been the most athletic guy, you know what I mean, on the court, but he was so effective. He could dominate the game by, you know, thinking the game, his mind, you know what I mean, and letting the game come to him, and, you know, seeing things before they happen and knowing, you know, what's going on in the game.
Now the next clips are very interesting. They feature Gilbert Arenas, and as we know, Gilbert always has pretty interesting and sometimes outlandish stuff to say. Here he talks about his journey with John Stockton. Let's take a look.
Passer?
A 7 foot big, he should be able to pass.
What?
Was John Stockton better than prime Steve Nash?
No, he not. No.
I don't know. It's a different
not
game.
I don't know. He's not.
It was a different game.
John Stockton over Russ. John Stockton over Kyrie. John Stockton over Steve Nash. John Stockton over Chris Paul.
Okay, listen. Hey, man, stop saying Stockton cooked me, bro. Stop with it.
Stockton the most overrated player in NBA history, I think.
Oh, nah. You said what?
He's the most overrated player in NBA history.
John Stockton, top 5 point guard ever. No, he was not. Listen.
Stop.
He was nice. He was nice until I realized he was old. See, my rookie year, I don't have the power. I'm playing spot minutes. He getting off. The second year, I was a guaranteed starter. Fuck it, old man. Out that motherfucker. Like, come on. Nah, you ain't never seen this before. So they want to show my rookie season what I was like the 12th option on the team. Passing to Antoine James and all these guys. I couldn't go back at him. I was 6 for 12. That's the most I can get.
They had y'all playing at Oracle with all them plumbing issues.
That second year, when I was a starter and I got to shoot all the balls, 27, 34. He had to, hey, can somebody guard him? I can't guard him. He's too strong. They didn't, like, these people don't realize I didn't start. I was a bench player. John Stockton or Chris Paul? Man, John Stockton. I was a bench player. I wasn't actually a starter. I played him the last game. You stop. You stop, Lo. How about you take down that jersey and you stop?
Bro, please, overrated, bro. All that help around him, couldn't get past the first
Stockton
round.
overrated. Nah. Hey, no, not gonna lie. The 2 years I played against him, he was nice.
As you know, I'm out here in Utah and I'm able to see, John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek, Karl Malone, it's the Utah Jazz and then it's the Utah Utes. So, to be able to go around those guys and see their work ethic and how they prepare going into the season and also to play pickup basketball with them. Man, it was like, man, what player can ask for that, to be around a John Stockton? Karl Malone, who also, both those guys played multiple years and, probably played 2,000 basketball games. So, I learned a lot from being around those guys and just being in that environment.
What does a John Stockton teach you in the pickup game? Like, what are you learning from John Stockton? Is it one-on-one? Are you just observing? Is he like kind of teaching you hands-on? Like, what do you learn from a John Stockton in the pickup game?
Can you also set the scene for us exactly what's happening? Like, are you fully immersed in their training camp? Is it just like a couple pickup games? Can you set the scene for us?
It's like this, man. Like, of course, I'm in Utah. I'm out there for 5 years. Never went home in the summer, so I was always trying to find pickup. Games, and we had this gym up on campus called the Hyper, and there's like four or five gyms in there. So the Utah Jazz guys would come up there, Brian Russell, Howard Isley, Shannon Anderson, all these guys would come up there and hoop, but John Stockton and Karl Malone, those guys wouldn't come. But like right around when I started school in like say August, they'll start revving up, getting ready for training camp in September. Mm-hmm. So it was this school called a little D2 school or NAIA school, small school where they used to practice, called Westminster College. And that's when they all start showing up. And for me, I'm like, it would be like probably like about 4 or 5 of us that will always go over there and hoop with them. And next thing you know, it's like they walking in the gym and they not even, it's like they already warmed up. Like it ain't no stretching, it ain't no walking in with the slippers on. Let me sit on the side and lace up my shoes. It was straight to the court. And for me, it was just straight observation. I don't even remember John Stockton saying maybe 5 words to me like, "What's up?"
Who is the dirtiest?
Believe it or not, John Stockton.
Oh, I believe it. He's like a QAnon guy. What are you talking about? Of course I believe it.
Oh man,
dirty little mother.
He was so dirty.
Yeah,
like my first 2 years, I'm like, yo, this dude is just a dirty player, bro. he's just dirty. Like he'll pull you, elbow you, knee you. Like he did all of that.
The shorts were just a disguise to get your mind off of how dirty he was.
Yeah, he was. I was like, oh my god, I'm glad I've been playing in the '80s. This is not basketball right here.
And the next player's opinion that we're going to take a look at is from Baron Davis, one of the most entertaining guys in NBA history. And yeah, he has basically a very interesting start to tell because he keeps it 100, and I love that. Come on, Baron.
John Stockton embarrassed me, dog. Like, John Stockton made me feel like, damn, dog, like, do I know how to play basketball? You know, you had that moment where you like, shit, like, am I sorry, dog? Like, what the fuck am I, well, you know, like, what the fuck is going on? I had never been taken out the game so fast. He had ripped me like twice.
Yeah.
Like, and not even like,
just being
ripped
heady.
stole the ball. It's just like,
being heady, smarter than you.
You know, I'm going for the outlet the wrong way. You know what I mean? Boom, steal. You know what I mean? I get the loose ball. Oh, he gone, steal. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to do something.
He see your mistakes.
And he was tough, hard nosed.
He was
too.
Take you under the pick,
screens, yeah. Like I remember.
Was he way bigger than what you thought he was?
Yeah, he was.
He was way bigger than what I thought he was.
He was a lot taller.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you look at him on the court, on TV, you know, like his look could be deceiving. It's almost like how Steph Curry looked. Like on TV, he looked like, oh man, like he just looked like a regular dude. But like when you stand next to him, like, yo, this motherfucker, like,
he big.
Built like an athlete. Yeah. John Stockton, no, he would like, he was so dope, dog, because he walk you all the way down to the wing, right? And he'll walk you to the same spot, whether you pressuring him or not. Like, he knew what spot he was gonna get to. He knew what he was gonna, like, he was fucked once he got to the spot. That he was gonna.
I've always said I think John Stockton is the perfect point guard.
Stock right side, Stock down the middle, underneath the below, and dunk. Oh, baby, what a play by Stockton.
His sense of where he was on the floor, his peripheral vision.
It's like watching an artist work, John Stockton.
You'd say, how did he see him? Huh? Oh, he's over there. Boom, he throws the pass over there.
What a pass, John Stockton.
He's one of the few guys could pass a basketball where players wanted it. To me, it's phenomenal.
He's got him low. The mailman jumps it. Shot up. It's in. He did it. He did it. A new NBA assist king, John Stockton.
There's never been a guy who made better basketball decisions with the ball. Ever.
John Stockton's path to basketball immortality began in the Pacific Northwest. After starring at Gonzaga University, the Jazz made him their first-round pick in 1984. But he was still a relative unknown.
I didn't ever heard of him, like most people. I never heard of John Stockton from Gonzaga and Spokane, Washington.
But John quickly proved he belonged, bringing his blend of talent, tenacity, and team play.
He tried to make every ounce of energy he had do something great every time he stepped out on the floor.
With the arrival of power forward Karl Malone in 1985, Stockton now had the perfect teammate to complement his uncanny playmaking skills.
Stockton, trailer below. He's fouled. Oh, they've done that a time or two.
Forming a legendary duo, Stockton and Malone made the Jazz perennial contenders. But even as his fame grew, John preferred to avoid the spotlight.
He never did anything to bring attention to himself. It was always about team. It was always about winning.
You can't be fooled by that, real nice face and, that real quiet demeanor. When he stepped out on the court, he was out to get you.
He had toughness beyond toughness, in my opinion. The fact that he would give himself up to set screens on big guys.
Despite his rugged style of play, Stockton was one of the league's most durable players, rarely missing a game in his 19 seasons.
He never used excuses. I've seen him, with a little nagging injury here, a little nagging injury there, and right at game time, I say, "Are you ready to go?" Yep.
After the first set of practices, I get my food, and I'm walking looking for a table. Everybody everywhere. Well, I look across, one long white guy sitting by himself. It was John Stockton. And I looked.
That's John. That's the John we know.
Here's what I did. I walked in and looked, the table was full. I looked, I walked over, and the first thing I said to him was, "How you doing? I'm Carl. I'm John." Right? That's the first time we met. I said, "Something wrong with you over here?" He said, "No, I just wanted to sit over here."
And in the backcourt, the rookie first-round draft pick, John Stockton from Gonzaga U.
When you talk about John Stockton, I remember this. I wasn't starting. I was on the second team. When I saw John Stockton with the starters, and I'm like, dang, I'm Karl Malone. sitting here right now without John Stockton, that little white kid from Spokane.
He has just become the NBA all-time leader in steals. He already has the record in assists.
Welcoming John to the Hall of Fame is Isaiah Thomas.
You know, I took John into the Hall of Fame. You know, he and I have known each other since we were like 13, 12 years old.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Oh. His father was the one that always kind of...
Mr. Jack.
Kept us together, didn't let the media pull us apart or anything like that. And the way John played, right? He ran the point guard position like none other. And it was always perfect. There's no two players that epitomize hard work. I'm gonna say three players. You, Stockton, and your coach Jerry Sloan. That's the Mount Rushmore of hard work.
Stockton left to right, over to Karl Malone, 15-foot over the base. Yes, Stockton to Malone. Stockton, dive, hang it up. It's good. The Jazz win it. The Jazz win it.
I always tell everybody, man, people always ask me, who was the toughest player that I play against? And I always say John Stockton. They say, why? I don't get that. Why not Michael Jordan? I would always tell them, a guy who only plays 32 minutes or 33 minutes, which Jerry Sloan had in his rotation, when a guy who gets on the floor, who only shoots the ball 10 times, makes 8, has 16 assists, fool around and has 6 or 7 rebounds and 4 or 5 steals, and you look at his stats, and you say, what did he have? 24, 16, 7, and 4. How can you beat that?
Stockton fires down on Malone. Short of 10 seconds. He fires the three. Russell goes to the hoop, and the series is tied.
When you played against him, you had to outthink him. It's like chess playing against him. You know, it wasn't like you going out there, who's gonna be the quickest. No, this is chess. This is a long 48-minute game that you had to think about every move, every possession you had to make.
Stockton steals. There it is. Stockton stole the ball. Stockton stole the ball. He's the all-time leader in the history of the game. What a player. They're on their feet in celebration for John Stockton.
If you were starting a franchise today, who's your number one pick out of all the players in the NBA?
Well, I'll tell you, you won't believe this, but I like Johnny Stockton. I think he's the most complete person in his position. The point guards have taken over the game. The little guy.
I mean, obviously, the greatest assist man ever to play in the game. John was just boom, boom, hit you right here where you need to catch it, you knock it in. And he was very simple. He simplified. And that's why Jerry Sloan loved it. He grabbed Stockton out of Gonzaga. I mean, it was huge. Nobody knew who Stockton was, but you immediately knew because they had a guy on that team, Ricky Green, who was a very good point guard at the time. And John Stockton eventually moved him out. And nobody really foresaw that happen.
There it is. NBA all-time assist leader.
They were going to make sure the record happened. It wasn't me. And there were some unbelievable shots tonight that I won't soon forget.
Dog by Legler. Oh, my! This could be a 4-point play. Here's Stockton going up.
Can you believe that? I do not believe it. He's been doing it all night.
I hated John Stockton. He's probably the guy who I hated guarding the most because most guys you guard, you're trying to stop from scoring. With John, you had to try to stop him from passing. And the other thing that he probably was the best I've ever seen, even to this day, best screening guard in the history of our game. We see all the records with the assists and the steals, and that stuff was incredible and his longevity. But he had a mean streak in him, and that guy would deliver blows with his ability to set screens.
The two stories I remember is one coming back from practice once. Traffic was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And we're stuck in traffic. And John says, hey, stop the bus, stop the bus. And, you know, we were already kind of stopped. And he gets up, starts walking off. Everybody's like, hey, Joe, where you going? He goes, the advantage of being me, I can get off this bus and walk home. And he got off the bus and started walking down the roundabout back to the hotel.
No way.
And he's walking. And you see now the video that he took himself. He goes up to people. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but he goes up to a lady wearing a Dream Team shirt and he says, hey, have you seen anybody on the Dream Team? And he's with his kids, and they're like, no, I haven't. And he goes, really? How about that John Stockton guy? they go, oh, I'm looking for magic, or I'm looking for, it's a hilarious video, and it's real.
Funny. Yeah.
So that was one, and the team was dying because, sure enough, he beat us back to the hotel.
That's hilarious.
When I played with him, yeah, he could play. Yeah, he could play. He was damn near the best player out there every single possession. Now, he would play every Sunday hoops. Now, he was, he's one of those guys, like when you go and play with him, he's one of those guys, like, he doesn't miss, like, mid-range jumpers. And it's funny because when he plays all ones. There's no, like, threes are one, twos are one, layups are one. He's old school, right? He plays all ones. So, but he's one of those guys, it's like, where he's going to pass, and he's still going to, like, the pass is going to the left, and, like, you're trying to play it and, like, read it, and he's still going to make the play, and the guy's going to get a layup. He's just so good with the ball, so good with his eyes. He's so strong, setting screens on the ball. You can't bump him off the ball, but no, he's a competitor, loves to play.
Best point guard to ever play the game is who?
Oh, John Stockton, Magic Johnson. I mean, those two are the best to probably ever play it.
What did Stockton do better than you?
I think he had like 3,000. He set the table. I think he had 5,000 more assists than I did.
Okay, all right.
And steals. I mean, when you look at those records, it's amazing, and I just don't think he gets the due that he deserves.
Well, he played in Utah. That's why.
Well, yes, that's fine, but still, I think sometimes he's left out of the mix of great point guards, great point guards, and we forget to sometimes mention him.
All right, is he going to be if I got your all-time starting five, is John Stockton your point guard?
Yes, I should.
And we played Utah 2 years in a row, 6 games, so 12 games against John Stockton. And I have the greatest respect for him. I see him away from the court, love him, great guy. But he was a dirty bastard.
Whoa!
Dirty bastard!
Whoa! Steve Kerr!
I'm letting it out. I've
never
seen a therapist about this. This is my time to let it out.
There you go!
I can tell you feel better. Take the couch.
Oh my God. John was a person that would stretch the boundaries.
The PG version of what
he
said.
said.
Am I allowed to say that word on TV?
It's already you got it.
On NBA TV, you are. You say a lot worse than that.
Come on. No, not on NBA TV, I don't.
You can say.
Was John Stockton dirty to you?
John Stockton was one of the toughest guys I ever played against there. We had a series in the playoffs. It was our first series in Sacramento, and we were playing against Utah, great Karl Malone and Stockton, and I felt that our team was in awe of them. We were younger, and so I told Coach Alderman before the game, I said, on the first play of the game, I'm going to lay Stockton's ass out. And Coach said, are you sure? I said, yeah. I said, trust me, Coach, it's the first game. We just need to do it. Like, they're prepared for everything that's coming. They don't expect it. I lay him out on the screen. I'm talking about I lay him out, one of the best screens I ever did. Got my shoulder kind of in that head area, too, to kind of make it a little dirty. He pops up off the ground, pats me on the butt and says, nice screen. Do you know how demoralizing that is? You know what I mean? So, yeah, he was one of the toughest guys, and I loved it, too. After that game, we would play him in the playoffs, and I would make rookies wait on the bus, and I would say, watch the baddest man in the world pull up. And they're like, what do you mean? They think I'm going to talk about, like, his cars and all this. And John Stockton would come to the game, literally in a minivan, pop his kids out, come in there, and bust us up. So, yeah, he's a bad man. Wherever he is right now, he's still a bad man.
He had a broken fibula, and a lot of players, it would have been a way to cop out. I made the Olympic team, but I broke my leg or something. But he continued to compete.
There are a lot of great players in this league, but somehow they seem to get injured or miss games. And John Stockton, you pretty much can pencil in 82 games every year, and you know what you're going to get. And it doesn't matter if he's banged up, if he's sore, if he's hurt. You know he's going to be there. You know he's going to play the minutes, and you know he's going to produce.
Tough guy to compete against, a guy who never backed down.
It's a headache, because it's not a night off. He's going to bring it when he's out there on the floor. And so, he plays hard. He loves the competition. He loves to go against the best.
who I never thought I would meet. You know, and then John Stockton became one of them guys when I was playing. People always ask me who's the toughest guy for me to play, and I always say him. Just point blank. It's not Michael Jordan because it's fun to play against Michael Jordan. Right. It's a fear to play against him because I had to guard him 94 feet every time. He had the ball all the time. When a guy can shoot 10 times and make 8, he shoot 10 free throws and make 9. Right. He has 16 assists, he has 5 rebounds, and 5 steals. You do the math of that.
That's hard.
And if I got to guard him all the time, and then he doesn't say anything to you when I'm trying to talk my trash, and that's my game.
Right.
My game is to get you to focus on me so that I can kill you because I can play that.
You can say dirty as much
like
as you want.
HBO. Go ahead. TV is like HBO. I think that John understood there's a personal space law, and he understood how to invade that. And as a guard, you know, when I'm talking to you, Ernie, I'm going to talk to you here. But John, exactly.
It's uncomfortable even if
Play the kind of European way. A little bit closer than you said. You're shooting a jump shot. It's respect that a guy's shooting a jump shot that you can't block it, so you kind of just contest. John made like he could block it, and he'd get under your feet. Or when you're running out, the ball is out of bounds, he's running out. He'd like this trip that he would do. And all of a sudden, the guy would trip, and they throw the ball in at the same time, and he'd go down and lay it in. So he had a lot of those type of bastardly moves.
No. Another. Okay. All right. Hey.
I want to say to you that you've not only done a lot for the Utah Jazz organization and the NBA, but you've done a lot for basketball all over the world with your floor leadership, with your passing, and just with your competitive nature.
Who's today's John Stockton?
I think as long as he's playing, Steve Nash is as close as you're going to get to what John Stockton was about. I mean, the consistency in terms of shooting the basketball. Steve is one of the game's greatest shooters of all time. John Stockton consistently a 50% shooter, a playmaker, an assist maker. But I mean,
I don't see that.
You don't think
I don't as much
because of the offensive end of the ball?
I think
because of the willingness to score?
I think John Stockton, to me, played free throw line in. Like, he really penetrated the basketball free throw line.
The thing that I always remember about Stockton, I don't know how many, I think I played like 2 years against him before he retired. The first 3-4 years, I'm like jacked, I'm strong. I'm like, nah, ain't nobody like. John Stockton might have been one of the strongest dudes. He set a back screen on me one time, and you couldn't have told me it wasn't Karl Malone or somebody setting that screen. He set the hardest screens I had ever witnessed to that point. And I could, like, for real, one time he said he rung my bell. I was like, oh, I got up like this was John Stockton just hit me like this? Like, what? I was like, yo, this dude is the strongest little dude ever.
He should have stayed with him. He should have stayed with him, Bob. Nobody ever said he couldn't hit a big shot.
He was the clutch player. I mean, he was. I remember watching a game where they were playing Houston, I think, to get to the finals. They were inbounding the ball on the right side of the floor, I think was right in front of the Houston bench. Drexler, Barkley got caught up in the switch. They were supposed to switch the play, and Barkley was late on the switch, stepping back. And Stockton knocks down a 3.
Russell will inbound at half court. Stockton, open 3. Good! John Stockton sends the Utah Jazz to the NBA Finals.
He made every big shot. He made every big free throw. And, you know, he was the guy.
Coach convinced us that we weren't out of it, and just to keep playing and something good can happen if you keep playing hard. So I don't know if I can describe it. It was tremendous feeling.
Smallest player on the floor, John Stockton achieved enormous stature in basketball history as one of the game's greatest floor leaders.
Russell to Stockton. Stock for 3. Stock, got it. Unbelievable. John Stockton. John Stockton. It's over. The Jazz won it.
He made every big shot. He made every big free throw. And, you know, he was the guy.
There it is. Stockton stole the ball. Stockton stole the ball. He's the all-time leader in the history of the game.
To think that he's got the most steals and most assists by far of any player that ever played basketball. It's pretty amazing.
Stockton, unbelievable, carrying the Jazz on his 6-foot frame.
You know, I can't say enough about what John Stockton was able to do. He was truly a one in a million.
The respect that I have for him, the respect that I've had for what he's done, I welcome him into this Hall of Fame because he deserves to be here.
Man, it was no nonsense. It was no nonsense. And then the structure that they played pickup ball was the same as the way they played when they played with the Utah Jazz. They running UCLA cuts, flex cuts. I'm like, man, we supposed
cross screens for the big and pick up,
man,
bringing Karl Malone to
yeah, straight up, man. Like, hold up, man. I thought this pickup ball, but they was so structured. So, man, it was all observation for me, man. And, you know, the no nonsense. If you look like you was out of shape, man, John Stockton, hey, man, get off the court, man. You know, yeah, it was like that. You know, if Karl Malone came in gym, you know, you see all those muscles, man. They not putting up for, you know, somebody flabby, out of shape coming into the gym like, nah, you can't even touch the court. You know, so it was definitely a big learning step for me.
Well, when you think of John Stockton, you automatically think of assists and steals, obviously, but you had to play against him with all those great Utah teams. What do you remember?
How tough he was, how competitive he was, and how relentless. They ran a cross-screen play for Karl Malone where John Stockton would swing it to the wing, and he'd make that UCLA cutoff, and he set that cross-screen. And me guarding Karl Malone, John would always set the pick, and you knew the play was coming when they ran auto. So you knew this pick was coming, and John would try to get body to body on those screens and pick you off. So what I started doing and what guys started doing is getting big with their elbows. And when John would come set that screen, we started moving, and we would try to purposely hit him from his chest up to his neck to punish him, to stop him from setting those screens. But in all the years that I've hit him, Matt, from setting those screens, 1, he never stopped setting them. 2, he set them even harder. And 3, he never complained because he understood that was part of the game. He understood as a defender guarding Karl Malone, I had to do what I had to do to get over that screen. And as a guy setting the screen to get Karl open, he had to do what he had to do and take that punishment.
First of all, John Stockton is the perfect point guard. He had the perfect balance of taking shots and passing the basketball.
Beautiful pass from Stockton.
Perennial all-star. Takes his team to the playoffs every season.
Stockton, open three. John Stockton sends the Utah Jazz to the NBA Finals.
John Stockton is one of the best point guards of all time by far, and in my opinion, one of the toughest guys I ever played against.
I'm watching guys that have played against my heroes, you know, the Magic Johnson. I'm watching legends and Karl Malone and John Stockton, and it's tangible. I can be in the gym with them and develop confidence, learn the physicality, and just soak up the game. You know, back then they wasn't really saying too much. It was like, you know, you get out here and you get knocked around and you learn from it. You might have 1 or 2 guys that might try to offer some advice, but just the tangibility of being around those guys and them sticking around. They was always around in the summers. Maybe they take family time, but those guys were always hooping. So I just tagged along. Where's the hoops at? I'll be there. You know, so that's how it was big time for me.
He's also there when they're losing to the Bulls, like the exact window. When they lose back-to-back to the Bulls, those are the summers that you're there. So that explains why Stockton wasn't messing around.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you figure if I was there 94, 95 through 99, and then they had that back-to-back run, and, you know, I still remember, you know, me and my college teammates, us going to the weight room together in the summertime, just hitting the weights, you know, playing tennis, working out, and then we'll go play hoop with them. And then the same way they played in the finals versus Michael Jordan, that's how they was playing in the pickup games.
You know, from the outside, you watch those great Jazz teams and the offense they ran, and you think of John Stockton, you certainly think of his vision and his playmaking. his ability to shoot the basketball, but I've heard from so many players of that era how physically strong he was for his size.
Yeah, man. You know, back then you could hand check, and he and Derek Harper had that vice grip claw. And when they would put that hand on young guys, they would steer them and move them in a direction in the places on the court they wanted them to go. And John Stockton was so good at it, that what made him a great defender, because he was so strong, he could move you and just give you that little nudge to get you off balance, to keep you from going where you want to go. And then his ability to make big shots. You know, he understood that they had to get the ball to Karl Malone and other guys. But in the fourth quarter, when Karl was getting doubled and they kick it out to John, he faked that swing pass from the top and started knocking down shots up there. So he was a timely shooter, a tough defender, and then there's just a great facilitator.
Never heard GP say anything good about any point guard ever in my life. John Stockton, right? He goes, "Hey, this boy right here, you don't take this for granted. You hear me? This is a, this is a blessing for you. You know, when you face him, it's Mr. Stockton." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, bro. Like, I love John Stockton too, but I'm gonna pick him up full court." I get in the game, pick him up full court. And Stock didn't have a lot to him, but he hit them angles quick, right? Boom, 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 boom. And Stock ran his offense from inside college three. Because if you touched him, it was a foul. He is not about to walk me to the free throw line and run the play.
It's to walk you to the free throw line every fucking time.
So check this out, Doc. So I stand him up, right? And when I stand him up, we bounce off each other and the ball go right past my face. I duck. No one's behind me. He threw the ball at my face. I'm like, yo. I look back at him. He said, "Back the fuck up."
What happens when you play in a regular season game, you play a guy like Stockton, then you have 4 or 5 games where there's no one like him. But when you play a 7-game series and you have to play against him every day, you start to concentrate on a level that just keeps your intensity up for the next series. So all of a sudden, when you go into the next series or the series next year, you're so much more in tune based off the fact of playing against a guy like him. He just kept my concentration level up so high because you had to do it playing against him.
John Stockton, a new NBA assist king. Stockton, John Stockton, it's over. We're on our way to the World Championship. He's a superstar in the eyes of people, but to himself, he's just a regular guy. He's one of a kind. He's the ultimate in his position. He's a perfectionist, and he enjoys his privacy.
In many ways, John Stockton has been a reluctant basketball star, avoiding the celebrity spotlight whenever and however possible.
That's John Stockton. You got to know him. You got to understand him. And he's a family man all the way. And, well, I'll tell you what, if I had a son, I've got $3. I'd like to have a son like John Stockton. In fact, I'd like to adopt him.
Him being nice and being overrated is two different things.
Was he better than Chris Paul?
No, he's not better than Chris Paul. No, he's not.
Yes, he is better than Chris Paul.
Is John Stockton better than Chris Paul?
No. Yes. No. Yes, he is. John Stockton got records. John Stockton got records that won't get broke. Steals and assists.
But he couldn't shoot the ball. I mean, nobody could shoot back then. It was just a different game.
Yeah, that's true. The game was different.
We know exactly, Chad. Those fake records, bro. We don't care about them fake records.
What you mean fake records, man? John Stockton would average 20 assists today.
He just stat padding. No, he would not. He wouldn't have no 20 assists.
Man, that same pick and roll, run that shit right now.
They weren't running no pick and roll. He just dumping the ball. He just holding the ball at the top of the key.
Run that same pick and roll.
It wasn't no pick and roll, bro.
Run that same pick and roll, bro. Run that same pick and roll with him and Malone.
It wasn't no pick and roll, bro.
Was John Stockton better than prime Steve Nash?
No, he's not. No.
I don't know. It's
different
not
game. I don't know. He's not.
It was a different game. Like, look. Like, so my first year against them, my first year, I didn't play them game 1, didn't get in the game. Game 2, 9 minutes. He wasn't in the game. The third game, Utah, I played 24 minutes. I was 2 for 4, 2 for 6. Yeah, I started, but the backup, Larry Hughes and Bobby Searle, they played more minutes than me. And then I played against them the last game of the season. I was 50%. I was 6 for 12, 3 for 6 from the 3. I had 7 rebounds. I played 28 minutes. That was the game he had.
He overrated.
He was
bro.
7 for 11. He had 12 free throws. I found out that game.
Bro, he overrated.
This my first. This my good shit. I'm trying.
Who overrated?
Stockton, bro. He's overrated, bro.
Bro,
He's an all-time great player, but he overrated, bro.
Low,
I like you, Low. I like you, Low. But you starting to. All right, Low. You capping.
Chris Paul better than him, bro. Isaiah Thomas at his best better than him, bro. Gil at his best better than him.
My first game as a starter, I gave him 19. My second game as a starter, where's it at? I gave his ass 27. Bro. Then I gave him 34. 11 for 21.
We comparing people who have first option responsibilities to John Stockton.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
No. He was nice though. He was still
we're
nice.
not saying he's not nice. He was nice, but he wasn't he just wasn't.
He's a top 5. He's a top 5 point guard all time.
He not, bro. He just not.
What's up?
Chris Paul better than him. Curry better than him. Magic better than him.
What do you mean? Can I pick you up? I'm on live right now.
All of them better than him, bro. Who else, Chad? Who else better? Hey, actually, that is true. What's your top 5 then, Brandon?
My top 5 point guards ever?
Yeah.
We got Steph. We got Magic. We got Stockton. We got Tim. We got Isaiah Thomas, and then we got Jason Kidd.
You're putting John Stockton before Damian Lillard?
Huh?
You putting John Stockton above Damian Lillard?
Yeah.
Oh my.
You putting John Stockton above Russell Westbrook?
It's gonna be about 10.
Look. He ain't saying that so confidently now. He ain't all confident.
I'm gonna put Russell Westbrook before Jason Kidd.
John Stockton before James Harden.
He gonna count him.
James Harden, the 2 guard.
He's a shooting guard though.
He played a point though.
He gonna say.
Yeah, but he's a shooting guard.
John Stockton over Russ. John Stockton over Kyrie. John Stockton over Steve Nash. John Stockton over Chris Paul.
Okay, listen. When you say use only pure point guard.
Luka.
No, you gotta
that pure point. He just said Curry. He already said Curry. He already said Curry. He already said Curry.
Come along with that type of stamina and can do it, with that type of perfection for this long.
A guy who probably controlled a team and a game better than anybody I've ever seen. Very pesty, but probably one of the greatest players to ever play the game in his position. That's on both ends of the court.
When they talk about records that'll never be broken, I think John's assist record will never be broken. I don't think there's a chance that'll even happen.
One of the greatest point guards to play the game, toughness, hard working.
And every time that I would play against him, I used to tell my boys, watch the game tonight. I don't care about other games you watch, but you watch John Stockton play.
Just goes to show you when you have God-given ability, you put it to the maximum of use, you make the best of every situation. You work hard every day. You do what's right. The great things can happen.
I think he's a very positive role model for our youth and for other players that are looking to come into the NBA. He's just one of those role models, man. I mean, millions of kids could look at John and say, "Man, this is a guy I want to be just like."
There's no question in my mind. If you say one of the top point guards to ever play this game, John Stockton's name is going to be there because he is. And he's proven it.
If any guy out there in high school, junior high, wants to play the point guard position, they should try to be like John Stockton.
He wasn't fast enough. He never crossed anybody over between the legs, behind the back. He just played the game like he's supposed to play it.
2 guys that just capable of winning games by themselves. That's at any age.
Do something.
They're the greatest screen role players I've ever seen in the game.
In terms of a twosome, they've probably, and their skills, have complemented themselves about as well as any 2 people, given the positions they played, and I suppose they've exploited each other well.
Carl brings the brute strength, the force, and John, the savvy, the passing, the shooting. Those 2 were lucky that had the opportunity to play with each other for so long.
I always resented Karl Malone for getting to play with a point guard that good, because that's all you really want. If you're going to run the floor, like Karl, who's terrific, run the floor every play, you know you're going to get the ball.
One of the great things about Karl Malone is that he might be the best running forward that has ever played the game. And one of the reasons he's such a great running forward is he plays with a point guard who will always give the ball up.
People talk about he and Malone being in the league so many years, but that's okay because they're farther ahead in knowledge of the game and how to play the game than many players ever will be.
The phrase freak of nature, I think, would fit him well.
Nobody is supposed to be 40 plus years of age and still being able to do the things that he does.
You can take the 24-year-old and play against those guys, and quickness means nothing. It's when you take that burst of speed. How you come off a pick like John and runs it with Carl. He just knows how to basically sucker those other players into doing what he wants them to do. And that's just being a smart player.
It's good to watch him, teach the young guys a few tricks, because all the young guys can come in and run and jump and do all the fancy stuff. And, at the end of the night, he's 5 for 7 with 12 assists, and they can't figure out what happened.
He's just the ultimate point guard. I mean, you learn so much from him, when you're playing against him. It's very heady, smart.
He's a basketball genius. In order to do it as long as he's done it and as good as he's done it, you have to be smarter than the next guy.
That he's taken care of himself well over the years, and not only physically, but maintained his mental stamina as well.
There were days when I just couldn't seem to get my focus going, or wasn't feeling too good, or my back hurt or whatever. You just go over and sit by John for a little bit, and all of a sudden you could get yourself dialed back in pretty quickly.
It's the ultimate gym rat. And he's not doing it for the paycheck. He's doing it for the love of the game.
He is tenacious. He has a problem with losing.
It's one of those guys, every team wants a guy like John Stockton. You never know the guy was a superstar, the way he carries himself, and I like that. He's very unimposing. When you meet John Stockton, he's like somebody's little brother.
He's never looked like a basketball player. But the shorty shorts, I know he used to hate this. I used to call him John Boy, because he reminded me of, in that TV series, of the Waltons. John Stockton is a professional basketball player. And when I say that, I mean that he is the guy who you would want your son to play basketball like.
Well, he's the best point guard of all time. I mean, not only what he's been able to do at the peak of his career, but how he's been able to play with such consistency and longevity. It's amazing.
I used to have a coach that always say, make your teammate an all-star, all-pro. And that's what he tried to do every night.
Because I associate that with the way the point guard position is played. John comes over half court thinking, how am I going to set something up for one of the other 4 guys, rather than thinking, what am I going to do for myself?
You can't teach what John Stockton can see on the court under pressure.
Taking a visual picture of where the guys are on the floor, not having to look at a guy to make a play. Well, you can anticipate when guys are going to be open. And that's a sign of a great passer, that can know when a guy's going to be open, know where he likes it, and deliver it there.
He's the all-time assist leader in steals, and people don't really talk about the steals as much as the assists, but he plays both sides of the court, and that's what makes him a complete player. For him to hold both records is an incredible achievement, and those 2 records will probably be there for a long time.
Defender, because he gets over those screens and picks with a lot of gusto. He doesn't allow guys to pick him off, and then if he has a mismatch, he doesn't allow a taller player to try to post him inside. So he's working diligently and relentlessly to get inside to stop the play.
He doesn't go out there and play around with the game. He's very serious about it. He's a smart basketball player. Everybody say he's dirty, but I think that's wrong. I think that's not a statement for him. I think that they should understand he goes out and play basketball the way he knows.
The assist steal record is so far out of reach, I don't think anyone will ever get it.
I agree
with that.
I never thought that Kareem's record would be broken in terms of scoring. I never envisioned a scenario where that was plausible. And that's more likely to be broken than what Stockton's done, because what Stockton did as a player with the steals and assists, to your point, Jason. Wow.
All right, you guys, that was it. I hope you enjoyed this XXL version. Can't imagine that anybody watched the video to the end. If you have seen the end, please say I watched till the end, because to me, I would love to see that people actually take that much time to see those clips. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Stay healthy. All the best to you and your family. Take care and goodbye.